It's been over a month since the war began, but instead of easing, tensions are only rising. US President Donald Trump is sounding an ominous note, openly saying that he wants Iran's oil and even floating the possibility of seizing the Karg island. Even as negotiations continue, Trump has not ruled out a military move, admitting the US may have to, quote, stay there for a while if it takes control of the Karg island. It's now emerging as the primary target, mind you, but Iran is hitting back with a warning. Its parliament speaker has said that US troops would be set on fire if they enter, signaling a fierce response. The conflict is pushing the region deeper into crisis, with oil prices surging sharply.
So we've had very good negotiations today with Iran, getting a lot of the things that they should have given us a long time ago. We'll see how it works out, but they're very good, moving along very nicely. They've destroyed a lot of additional targets today. The Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone, we know that. We are negotiating with them directly and indirectly. We have emissaries, but we also are dealing directly. And as you know, they've agreed to send 8 boats 2 days ago, and then they added another 2, so it was 10 boats. And now today they gave us as a tribute, I don't know, I can't define it exactly, but they gave us, I think out of a sign of respect, 20 boats of oil, big boats of oil, going through the Hormuz Strait. And that's taking place starting tomorrow morning. Over the next couple of days, a lot of boats.
So what could be the options available in front of America to actually get some of their goals fulfilled, including if some of the goals that Donald Trump is outlining very openly? What could be the plan? The first plan could be a military operation to seize enriched uranium. This is something that is also part of their 15-pointer peace plan. They want to get hold not only of the nuclear facilities, but also of the uranium that has already been enriched. The next target is, of course, 1,000 pounds of uranium stockpile that Iran allegedly has. This could be the target if at all there is a military offensive first and foremost. The objective is, of course, to prevent Iran from building a nuclear weapon. US President Donald Trump is on record to say, quite in contradiction to some of his intelligence officers, that Iran was very close to developing a nuclear weapon, even a missile that could actually reach their shores. So we don't really have clarity on this because, of course, there are those in America who have said they don't really think that is the case. But Donald Trump has been on record to say this. So this could be the first clear objective as far as a land raid is concerned. They have said that there is no way that America is going to allow Iran to have nuclear capabilities or being close to a nuclear weapon, which they believe Iran was. Certainly, it has nuclear capabilities. There are reports that suggest before the war began, during those conversations that were happening via the Omanis, it was clear that Iran offered that they're not going to continue with their uranium enrichment plan or the nuclear weapon plan. But America denies that. Again, Donald Trump is on record to say that they were not listening to what we were asking for. Since then, after the 4 weeks of the war, there was a plan floated by America, a 15-pointer plan, which basically talked about how they want the enriched uranium, they want the control of the facilities in Iran to be given to the International Atomic Energy Agency, and so on and so forth. We don't quite know what the mind in Iran is on it. They have not really said anything openly. But some sources suggest they're willing to come to the table. My colleague Greya Atul is also joining us with more on this. Everybody is speculating about a possible ground offensive. Donald Trump is not ruling it out either. And we're seeing simultaneously a lot of build-up take place in the Gulf.
Right, absolutely, Shivani. He's also said that the US forces, if at all they do decide for that on-ground operation, they would probably have to stay there for a while. And that is the President of the United States of America talking about it in clear terms, while on the sidelines, he'd also, in fact, put out that Truth Social post talking about negotiations that were going on in the right direction. This was a post that he'd put out, and much later is when we had seen countries like Turkey, Pakistan step in, offer mediation. So while on the one hand Trump talks about peace talks, there is also this 10-day window that will end on the 6th of April. We are seeing how he is simultaneously talking about boots on the ground, and the strategy is to go after Kharg Island, to go after Iran's oil. More than 1.5 billion dollars that one is looking at Iran's exports that come in particularly from Kharg Island, and that's why we are learning that Iran is completely having a good hold as far as Kharg Island is concerned. It's a fortress-like situation that we are learning of. There are mines that have also been put in place. So any kind of on-ground offensive will be met with heavily. At least that is what has been said by the Iranian side. We've seen the parliament speaker in Iran, Ghalibaf, also go on record and say that if at all there is an on-ground incursion, they will be burnt to the ground, if I actually borrow the words and the terminology that he's used. So that is the retaliatory stance that is pretty much very same that is coming in from Iran. But also, Shivani, look at what Iran did when America did go after Kharg, attacking the military facilities a few weeks back. That was a stance of deterrence by America, probably saying that next we'd go after the oil infrastructure if you don't capitulate. But Iran then retaliated. We'd also seen Israel go after energy infra, particularly if